banks tend to have their own language. It's their own dialogue, and they're asking for specific things that the common person doesn't always know. I mean, think about it this way: most people's exposure, they finance their car, they get a mortgage,
That's right.
and that's it, right?
That's right.
That's the relationship. So if all of a sudden you want to fund growth in your business, or you have some working capital needs because things go up and down, and sometimes like, oh, things are tight this month, and next month a whole bunch of invoices got paid, so you're in great shape. Those nuances and the vicissitudes of just running a business. Just to position it, Anthony, how would you guide someone to think about the opportunities for financing that are out there? Like, it's not just when you're in trouble, it's like being like 10 steps ahead, like you said. So what kind of guidance can you give to someone to be ahead and think about what are your coming financial needs?
Well, I think what we like to do is we like to sit with the client and figure out what their growth strategy is, because if they don't know what their growth strategy is, then it's pretty hard to figure out how they're going to finance it, or how we're going to be able to help them finance it. A lot of businesses operate with their cash flow, and they don't think that too much farther out from that. Mm-hmm. So we actually look at the whole picture to try and figure out, where do you want to go? Are you a $5 million a year business and you want to turn into a $10 million a year business? If you don't know that answer, then it's pretty hard for us to help map it out. Once we know, then we can look at every opportunity. Sometimes it's as easy as making an acquisition, and we can help with the financing with that, and we can help broker that whole transaction for them. So it comes down to communication. It always does. And I think the biggest problem is, again, when you're working in the business on a day-to-day, you're so deep in it that you don't have the time to think about what you need to do next. So it just comes down to sitting and having a conversation. I joke because you and I both know some really good psychologists and counselors and so on that can come in and help with the business side. But sometimes we are somewhat of a counselor, because we're sitting there trying to extract information from them so that we understand their business, and maybe that they understand their business a little bit better. So that's what we try to do is we try to get the full map, or to help them map it out, so then we can step in and say, okay, well, here's what we think you should do, and here's how we can help.